Hello friends, welcome to Pig session. In this session, we are going to see how we can work with the HDFS data into our Pig script. So let's start how we can use that data which is available on HDFS. So the first thing we need to make sure that we have the valid data on the HDFS for our Pig script. So let's see how we should load our data on the HDFS. So to load the data on the HDFS, the first thing we should make sure that our Hadoop is up and running. So I'm verifying using the JPS command. So JPS command would display like my Hadoop is running or not. So now you can see all the Hadoop daemons like data node, resource manager are coming. So it means my Hadoop is up and running. So let's first load our data to the HDFS. So let me show you my data. So this is my data which has four columns like ID, name, then the country, and the last one is the age. So I have four columns for my HDFS data. So let's load this file to the HDFS. So my file name is pigdata.hdfs.txt. So let's load this data on the HDFS first. So coming back to terminal, to load the data from your local to the HDFS, the command is like HDFS, GFS, and then copy from local. So copy F capital from, then L capital, local, and after that you have to give the path of your file. So let's take the path of my file. So my file name is pigdata.hdfs.txt. So let's take the path of this file. So I'm taking it and I'm pasting over here, then the slash, and you have to give the file name also. So the file name I have taken, I have pasted over here, and where you wanted to load your data. Like if you wanted to load to any particular directory on the HDFS or directly into the root directory of HDFS. So let's load this data to the root directory like HDFS colon slash. So HDFS colon slash means you are loading your data to the HDFS root directory. So let me press enter. So now you can see my data has loaded successfully, and let's verify this data. Like how I can verify, like HDFS GFS then dash ls space slash. So this command would display all the files that are available on the HDFS. So this is my file and I have uploaded only just. So let's verify the content. You can verify the content using HDFS DFS, then dash cat, and then the file path like HDFS colon slash pig data, like pig data HDFS dot txt. So let's press enter and it will display the content of your file like your data. So now you can see your data is correctly displayed. So it means you have loaded the correct data as per your file. So my data is loaded successfully. So our next step is to start my pig and use this data into our pig script. So to get the pig to use the HDFS, you need to start your pig into the map reduce mode. So as in the earlier sessions, we have seen like pig can be start in the two mode like local mode or map reduce mode. So local mode is basically to load the data from local, and the map reduce is to load the data into your pig script from the HDFS path. So as we are doing the HDFS, so we have to start our page in map reduce mode, like pig -x and then map reduce. So this is the command to start your pig into map reduce mode, like pig -x then map reduce. I'm pressing enter. So now you can see my pig has started, and you can verify in which mode it is executing. Like here it is saying pig map reduce as execution type. If it is local, then it should start as local, like instead of map reduce it will display as local. We have already seen in our earlier sessions. So now pig is started in the map reduce mode. So the next step is how we can load that HDFS data, that is our this data, into pig script. So it is similar to the local mode, but here we have to give the path from the HDFS. So to load the data into pig script from the HDFS, you have to first define a variable like HDFS data, then space equal to sign, and you have to load the data. Then load is the keyword to load the data. Then you have to define the HDFS path, like in the single quote HDFS colon, and after that the data file, like pig data HDFS dot txt. So this is my file path on the HDFS. I'm closing the single quote, and after that using pig storage, and after that the you can say it is a separator, like how your data is separated. So my data is separated with tab, so we will use tab. So as you can see my data is separated with tab. Let me show you. I'm using backspace and now I'm pressing tab. So now you can see it is the tab separated. So in the single quote inside your braces /t, because my data is tab separated. Then then you have to define your column name, and my column name in the braces like id, and after that name, then country, and the last one is age. So I have 4 columns in my data as we have seen. So this is my data: ID, name, country, age. So I have used 4 columns over here like ID, name, country and age. Closing the braces and semicolon. So this is the command to load the data into your pig script from the HDFS. So this is the command which is at the bottom of your screen, which I am just selecting. Like you have to give the variable like in which you are storing your data, and then the command is load, then the path of your HDFS, and using pig storage is the keyword, /t is my tab separated data, and as then you have to define your column names. So I have 4 columns in my data, so I have used 4 over here like ID, name, country and age. So let me press enter so that my data should be stored in HDFS data variable. I have pressed enter. So now you can see it has executed successfully. So how I can verify if my data has successfully loaded into the variable or not? It is very simple. You can query that variable. And how you can query? You can query using the dump keyword, like dump and then the variable name where you have stored your data. Like here, the variable name is HDFS data. Like over here, we have the variable name is HDFS data. So I'm using HDFS data, then semicolon, I'm pressing enter. So now you can see my map reduce is getting executed, and once it executes successfully, then it will display the data. So now you can see my data has displayed successfully over here from the dump keyword which we have executed, like dump and then the variable where we have stored our data. So it takes some time, like because MapReduce takes some time to execute, so you have to make sure that you are waiting till it ends. So now my data is available into the HDFS and now it comes into the pig script. So in this session we have seen how we can load that data into HDFS and then the HDFS data move to the pig script. We can use like filter, or we can join, we can group to our data as we have done in our local mode. So you can query similarly with your data as we can do on local. Same query we can use in our HDFS also. Thanks for watching this session.